Each generation can make a revolutionary move that could impact the world. I am passionate about the youth. They carry an unusual, vibrant energy that could be channeled towards positive things. The next generation can cause a synergy of change in this present age. In Armor of God Healing Ministries, our youth ministry is called the Youth Arise, the Joshua generation. Our goal is to educate, our goal is to empower, our goal is to encourage, our goal is to enhance divine potentials, building a multi-generational legacy. The juveniles are the future of nations. Thank you.
I was saying, Dr. Francisca, the retributive justice system is still working. To an extent, at least it punishes wrong. When you kill, you are sure that you're going to be killed. If you commit any crime, you're going to pay heavily. You'll be fined. Sometimes you go to jail.
Do you know you can kill wrongly? Talking about rape. Do you know restorative justice is in some countries will chop off sexual organ of a rapist?
Is this supposed to have one though?
Oh my! How will they be fruitful and multiply just as it's in the Bible?
How did they think about it?
Well, they just didn't think through about it. It's imperative to know that even in ancient China, males that had their manhood chopped off for crimes including adultery, even in extramarital affair, even promiscuous activity. This all according to China branch of Royalty Society of Great Britain.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
My God.
And I don't know if you have seen the film When They See Us. It's just
what
I was just talking about. Wrongly accused 5 adolescents that were just at the wrong place at the wrong time, accused of a sexual crime they didn't commit. And it took time to get them justice. And restorative justice came into play at that moment of those teenagers. Their hands only paid, they were injured because the youth were taken away from their innocence.
My goodness.
Yes. Yes.
Well, so what are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do for us tonight? What do you have for us?
Well, to include a particular topic, restorative works and evidence have shown that restorative meets the needs of the victim, reduces the frequency of reoffending.
Wow.
Victim satisfaction is about 86%, and even real offending has been reduced to about 14%. Can you imagine that?
That's meta-analysis.
And I tell you, that is meta-analysis.
Yes.
So you asked me a question, what will be my topic tonight? Well, to our viewers and to all that are just wanting to hear us talk, it's going to be effectiveness of restorative justice, principles in juvenile justice, a meta-analysis, just like we just concluded.
Come on now, Dr. Francisca, you bring it on. There's something you know, bring it on.
I hear you, my ESQ. I know you're going to be coming in with a very powerful word for us, or powerful snap for us later in the seminar, and we appreciate you for that.
Wow. I can't wait. Thank you so very much. Okay, let's hear you tonight.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's seminar. Today's topic is effectiveness of restorative justice, principles in juvenile justice, a meta-analysis. When you hear of restorative justice, what comes to your mind? Welcome. My name is Francisca Etoku Beogo. What is restorative justice? Restorative justice is repairing a harm caused by conflict or crime. It views crime as a violation of human rights and relationships. Restorative justice goal is to establish the balance that has been upset as a result of a crime being committed. Also, build understanding to encourage accountability to provide an opportunity for healing. It focuses on healing as opposed to punishment, as opposed to retributive, which has to do with vengeance, which has to do with tit-a-tat. You do it, you get punished for it immediately. There are 3 stakeholders when it comes to restorative justice. Number 1, the victim, the offender, and the community members. They form the decision-making process on how to identify the harm that was committed, to repair, and to restore balance. What is the main principle of restorative justice? You notice the three big ideas of it. Number one, repair the cause. A crime has been committed, and now justice requires to repair that harm. Number two, encounter. What are the best way to determine how to have the parties decide together the way forward? How do they come together? Will the offender go to the victim? Will the victim want to see the offender? How will they do that? That's the encounter. It's all about healing. Number three is transformation. This can cause a fundamental change in people, relationships, and community. When healing comes, it goes round to the offender, to the victim, and to the community, and to all those that are involved. And there are lessons to be learned too. When we looked at the scenario we mentioned during our playlist, we talked about how a voice was given to 5 teens by Ava Juvenile, a film producer who was in her teen when the Central Park jogger attack occurred. It was a big case. But she took this film to social media platform, directing it, co-writing it, and producing the limited series called When They See Us for Netflix. Her work became one of the streamers' most watched series. I watched it, and I want you to watch it too. And we have other events you're going to watch in this seminar. And thus, the truth was out. A crime was committed, and 5 innocent lives were ruined. Their innocence were taken from them. They used to take, slipped off of them, because a rape was involved, because a harm was done. But they were not involved. At the end, restorative justice was served, and everything went well. The community was healed. They were compensated, and the crime was solved. Restorative justice process purpose to understand this underlying cause and effects on those who have been harmed, addresses the need of the parties for the healing and the compensation that will take place in it. There are many programs when it comes to restorative justice and the juvenile justice. And this has been tested for decades. These programs include the victim offender meditation, the family group conferencing, sentencing circles. Possible outcomes of the program, which may include holding the youth accountable, holding the person accountable, him or her, of our own action. The victims have a voice which has to be heard by the offender and the community. Now we're going into the meta-analysis of restorative justice. Looking at the meta-analysis is based on the findings of comparing non-restorative approaches, and restorative justice was found to be more successful at achieving its 4 main goals. The programs are more effective and is less costly. When it comes to cost, it's less. And these programs are more effective in improving, number one, methods that are used. It tends to improve more of it. Number 2, improving the victim's offender satisfaction. 3, it increases the offender compliance with restitution. Number 4, it decreases the recidivism of offenders in comparison of the traditional way, which is called retributive. You have to pay for a crime that you've committed. By this research, evidence have been shown that restorative justice works. There are data analysis that affect the circle. It has to do with age, the demography, all are put in place in gathering information or putting the whole meta-analysis together. It has to identify the appropriate outcome that measures are being used or linked directly to the goal of restorative justice. The victim satisfaction is about 86%, and that has to do with all the programs together and having one-on-one of victims that are involved. Studies primarily drawn from internet, social media, or social science journals, government and non-government reports. Additional analysis are conducted prior to the event or after the event. Systematic meta-analysis has demonstrated that varying degrees of the program is successful. This paper aims to contribute to the further understanding regarding the impact of restorative justice. Re-offending comparison to traditional ones has been addressed in so many ways. In conclusion, restorative justice believes that the offender also needs assistance and seeks to identify what needs to change to prevent further re-offending. Prevention programs have positive effects on preventing persistent juvenile delinquencies. In order to improve program effectiveness, intervention should be behavioral oriented, delivered in family or multimedia formats. There are ways we could go about this. And I want to sincerely thank you for even watching and staying up this time. But it's an amazing that Dr. Stella, that you have done that great rape clip for us. I don't know how many minutes it is, but you've done great. I'm glad that two of us are together, and I really appreciate you for taking your time to go deep into those things. Thank you for watching. God bless you.
I am so proud of you, Dr. Francisca. You just hit it on the head. Honestly speaking, in the criminal justice system, which is as well retributive justice, this system, when they're saying harm, the next thing they do is to identify this harm by reprehending the offender, and then all of a sudden there's a process that begins. When the process begins, the defendant goes to get himself a lawyer, and there's a prosecution in the house. But the funny part of it is that this prosecution is not there in the interest of the victim, but in the interest of the state. And I mean, the victim is there, there's adjournments, there are too many protocols going on. The system has failed a lot of victims, because victims are shut out, they are crying, like the system is not paying attention to their pain. The system is paying attention to evidence. And this system will tell the victim, you may choose not to speak. Why? Because when you speak, you might mess up your case. And if the defendant gets it together, then they win the case. If the victim has no evidence, he or she loses the case. So it is really so concerning. And I am so much happy for you, Dr. Francisca, for the effectiveness of restorative justice principles. I love the principles that you developed. And definitely, I will visit when the time comes. I also want to share one of my trending videos where the victim and the offender are getting married. So in fact, we are planning a big wedding. Once again, thank you so very much for all you do. God bless you. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Stella Henry here. It's going to be a very quick one. For those of you who are just coming for the first time, I started this restorative justice program when I watched a rape case. The attorney who was taking care of this rape case took the garment home. His wife destroyed it. Evidence was destroyed, and this case was lost. And the victim, nobody cared about her, and she died. She literally took her life. I met a woman whose daughter was raped. her daughter was raped, and they were stuck in the criminal justice system, which is the retributive justice. This system was paying so much attention to evidence. Nobody paid attention to the victim and her family. They were shut out of the world. The girl was waiting to take her own life. And I met other women and other girls and other people on daily basis. And I said, no, there has to be an answer. When I found restorative justice system, I titled it "This God, the Garment." In restorative justice system, you cannot lose the garment and lose your case. We bring people together and we try to look into the case. We look into the cause of the case, the consequences, the concern, and we tell the victim, we tell the offender and the community that someone is going to let something go. Forgiveness is important in restorative justice system. And the most beautiful thing in this thing that I have started is the woman and her daughter, they are part of this program. And one man walked into this place someday and cried and told us what he did, why he did it. He confessed, he apologized, he was restored to the family. And it is this family. And today, I'm happy to announce that this man, after looking for all the restitution, how to say sorry, he asked for the girl's hand in marriage. And the girl said, yes. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Stella. What a wonderful team we are together, knowing that you two are also doing the same thing. I watched your clip. Very nice. Thank you, viewers, for watching.